Hello everybody, welcome back, Farmpler here. And yeah, today we'll try to pick another lock I got from Manipulator. And yeah, I thought this will be a quick pick, or at least a quicker pick, because I already picked a Dome high pinned count lock, Dome Saturn IX. But this turned out to be quite a challenge. And yeah, so this is dimple lock with a fancy looking key. And if you look closely, it has a moving element, a ball at the top here. And this is called the Dome IX KG for Kugel, German, so a ball. And it has 10 pins, and then an interactive element is one of them. So you have to lift it very high. The way I will be picking this is I grabbed a special tensioner here. It does go in here on this side perfectly, and then I can tension the lock counterclockwise very good. And it cannot enter the keyway too much, because on the side there are passive key control pins, dimples, you see here on the side of the key, and if the tensioner would reach in too far, yeah, it would push on these and then the lock wouldn't open. But you will see that once we got it. Then another specialty on this is it has the shark fin pins. You can see on the left and right side of the keyway. So these are very narrow at the top and you slide off very easily. And a lot of people, and including me, say you can better pick these with hooks sometimes by just pushing on the shoulder of the shark pins. But in this lock I found that I better work with flags. So I grabbed a flag for the left side of the right key stack, and I will just go in here and manipulate it like this. And I draw a line in where the last pin actually is, right here. So I will not go too far into the lock and have at least some orientation point. And same for the other side. I grabbed a very similar flag from Multipick for the left side. Yeah, so this is not an easy pick by far. It took me a lot of attempts, and I had to progressively pin it, just put one pin stack after another in and try to learn to control the lock. And then it also is very camera shy. So let's hope I can finally get it picked on camera. I picked now a couple of times off camera, so let's see how it goes. Let's put it in a vise, huh? See you back in a second. So here we are back in the vise. Key works just fine. And yeah, let's get a tensioner in and try to pick it. So counterclockwise tension, not too much of it. And then start on the right side. And I've marked off the very last pin on this flag. So this is 5, but 4 is binding first. Just tapped on it. It's not set, but leave it at this for the moment. 1, nothing, 2, nothing, 3, nothing, back to 4. Okay, 4 feels good now. 5. And just hit 4 popping back up. So I will increase the tension a bit. Okay, feels good. Nothing on 5 yet. 1, nothing, 2, nothing, 3, nothing. Oh yeah, 4 is not complete. Feels good now. 5. Slipped off. Again 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, let's leave this side for the moment and go to the other side. Some reaction on one. Nothing on 2, 3, 4. And I don't have to touch the interactive at the moment. This will come in much later, once we have a tiny false set. Okay, let's go back to the other side again. Nothing on 1, 2, small click on 2 actually, 3, 4 is binding. Feels good now. 5 is binding. Again from front, 1, 2, 3. Ah, that's 4 already. 4 feels good still. No. Now. Okay, off to 5. And 1 is binding now, so that's good. Good, it's set. Again, click on 4. So 4 feels really like tapered. I have to come back to it all the time, just tapping on it. Let's check the other side again. So the interactive is still springy as expected. A good click on, I think, 4 on the left side. So the left side feels rather okayish already. Let's try the right side again. 1 is still good, 2 is happy, 3, 4, nothing on 5 yet. 1, 2, 3, 4 feels good. Why is 5 not binding? Let's try again. No. Oh no. I think I have 5 set. Could click on 1 again. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Some small click on 5. 1, 2, 3 is binding. Small click there. Small click on 4. And another small click on 5. And we got some tiny core movement, which is very good. Now back to the left side once again. 1 is good, 2 is good, 3 is good, 4, 5. Okay. I have to check the right side again before I try the interactive. What about 2 here? Yeah, nice. So I picked the interactive before, it seems, and we're open. Amazing. So that's really great. This lock was really bugging me quite a lot. And now I finally have it open. Very cool. So let's grab the pinning tray and zoom out. Yeah, just like that. And now the horror of gutting it. I've done it several times because I completely progressive pinned it. But first of all, I think it's better to gut it when it's with the key inserted. So let's lock it back up. It was clearly picked. And now we can gut it, and I will not directly fast forward it because I want to show you what I learned when gutting this. And this might be handy if you're dealing with a lock like this yourself. So first of all, insert the key, and we have pins everywhere basically. So we have the key pins here, drivers here of course, drivers are here, key pins here. Then we have check pins for key control up here, and we have key control pins up here. So this is super annoying, and we have very small elements like ball bearings in there. And yeah, this is just a pain. So for sure use shim so nothing gets stuck. Then grab a follower. And now comes the tricky part. You don't want to drop anything while you're pushing the follower through. So the best thing I think is to hold it vertically and just hold it maybe like this roughly, and try to get as much of your fingers over it as you can. But yeah, there goes the plastic piece, but that's not so bad. And then just get the core holder just like that, and we dropped something, but that was rather smooth. I had worse experience, so we just dropped this master ring wafer here, which goes in pin 4 I think. And yeah, let me show you the tiny bits. These are the key pins. Then you have these key control things, which are tiny. I would take them out. This is actually a ball bearing here. You have to insert because otherwise the interactive element here can get trapped here. Then you have more key control elements here, which can also go flying. And then you have a plastic piece, which I just dropped. But this just goes here, and I think it is just there, so nothing drops into the keyway during normal operation. I installed it wrong. No, don't do it with your left hand. Okay, just like this. So now I will fast forward and get everything out and meet you back once I have everything laid out. So fast forward from here. Okay, welcome back from fast forward. I just laid everything out and will show you the details in just a second. Let's have a look at the housing. First of all, here we have the 10 chambers, and you will notice that they are like teardrop shape everything, so they cannot turn, and this is because the drivers do not sit in the middle, and so the surfaces has to be adapting to the curvature of the core, so they cannot rotate, and this is the teardrop shape. Also, you can see sidebar slots at the top and both sides, and I don't know why there's actually a slot on the left side. We don't need this in this lock, maybe just easier manufacturing, but basically in the top slot and on the right slot we have these little dimples which sit here on the top and here on the side, and they interact basically with these dimples on the key and these dimples here on the key. And if you would insert a key that does not have these dimples, it would prevent turning. Yeah. So let's have a look at the core while we're at it. So as mentioned, you have the passive key control mechanisms here, 4 holes here, and then like 6 holes here. And for this lock, only 2 are populated actually. 1, 2 here and 1, 2 here. And yeah, here's the main magic. You see 9 teardrop shaped holes for the main pins, with the key below here has the dimples, and at the top you have this ball which is an interactive element, and yeah, this is pushed up just a tiny bit and works with the interactive element which sits in here, but for us pickers it is just another pin, so basically a 10 pin lock. And in my experience, the interactive element used to be picked glass, but sometimes I could also preset it as of today. And yeah, let's have a look at all the pins. So at the bottom you have the key control elements, like these small dimples here which go on the top, and they are sitting on the side where not so much metal is present, and then on the top you have these longer ones, and I think they have all the same length. And here's just a ball bearing. This is not interacting with the key. As mentioned, there are only 2 dimples on the side, but you have to fill up this hole here, otherwise your interactive element driver will pop into this empty chamber when you turn the key. I learned that the hard way. And yeah, then have a look at the main pins. So all the springs are the same, and then we have shark fin key pins all over the place, and sometimes you have torpedo pins like this. You see the shark fin on the top, and then an overset trap, this torpedo shape as we call it. And here's the interactive element. The thinner part interacts with the key and the thicker part with its driver. And for the drivers we have some standard drivers like this, with this teardrop shape, and then we have in these chambers T-pins, so you can see the step on the top, and therefore you often have to pick it twice, especially here the one in chamber 2 on the right side, so in total pin number 3. And also what you have is like these nasty tapered drivers, and it's a bit hard to see, but when you pick it you really learn it, because you have to come back to them so often. And here's the driver for the interactive element, which is a bit pointier and a bit curved, because interactive element almost sits in the middle of the keyway, but not completely. And one thing I have to mention is in this chamber here, which is chamber 4, so the second one here. There's a mastering element I couldn't get rid of because then the key would not have worked. And actually in this lock were some more mastering elements and another ball bearing, which I could remove, and I did not put them in while picking because that would make my life easier. No, I wanted my life hard. And yeah, so this was a very good challenge, and I'm glad that I finally got it on camera. I picked it a couple of times off camera, but it was really camera shy. So yeah, sorry for the bit longer pick, but a lock with that many pins just takes some time, especially with the tapering going on. Okay, so everybody who's still here, thanks for watching, and hope to see you in the next video. Bye!